You're live.
What do you think Tom Robinson's main point of the trial was? I thought the Tom Robinson's point of view that he claimed Mayella to invited him into her house, fix a broken door hinge, but then proceeds to tempt him and kiss him. He also states that she sent the children away and was expecting him to come, and he did not rape her. He tried to hold back against the tempting and not give in, and he ran away because he was scared.
Hey Jordan,
Basically, have the same thing. My point of view of Tom Robinson was Tom Robinson claimed that he was innocent and that he never did anything to Mayella, nor hurt her. Mayella was the one who tried to kiss him. She then threatened to kill him. Hopefully that answers your question. What do you think about it?
I said that he felt hopeless and upset because no matter how much evidence he had, the court still said that he was guilty. And the court I used said he swore out your warrant, no doubt, signing it with his left hand, and Tom Robinson asks before you, having taken the oath, his only good hand possesses his right hand, and shows evidence because Sir's Mayella was beaten with somebody's left hand. Tom's left hand was not used.
I agree with Thomas because I said that Tom feels scared because he did nothing wrong and is being wrongly accused, and because he is a black man in a really racist town, it is probably not going to go his way. And the quote I used is he was being told why he ran, and he said, "No, sir, I was scared. I'd be in court just like I am now."
I agree with Thomas. I think he kind of gave up though. Especially where he was in the prison after the court case and he ran away. I think he didn't really have hope throughout the whole thing. So I noticed you were making eye contact with me. Do you have anything to say?
I'd already said what I said. You listened.
Did anyone have any real world experiences or evidence?
Not really.
Yeah, and the one side playing is the brown room. So
I'm brown, so I understand.
Does anyone not believe Tom Robinson?
You raise your hand.
And how was your claim, your point of view of Tom Robinson? Would you like to ask someone else?
Well, my point of view was that he was kind of confident in what he was saying when he was getting this question asked because he knew that he did nothing wrong that would, like, I don't know how to say it, but I feel like he was more confident in his answers because he did nothing wrong. Do you think he was more confident than Mayella or Bob in their answers?
I think he was because like Mayella just at the end to stop answering questions because she thought that the judge was mocking him. So
I partly agree because Mayella was not very confident, but I said Bob was very confident. He probably lied as a child and said that he ate his vegetables with actually food and garbage. I think Bob was confident because he made up the entire thing.
Do you have some evidence for that?
No, Tate has no evidence, but I think Mayella was actually forced by Bob to testify rape.
I kind of agree with you.
Yeah, because Bob obviously doesn't really like black people,
students. Let's talk about Mayella's point of view. What do you have about her point of view?
Mayella claimed that she asked Tom Robinson to muscle up the ship rope for her and that she would pay him a nickel, but then she claims he attacked her and took advantage of her.
Well, the nickel was for the first time that he helped her, wasn't it?
Yes.
And then
Yeah.
And he refused to. He claimed,
And then it became
Actually, in the
labor.
book show
actually in the book,
It
I just
says
read it and it
that she offered multiple times to pay him a nickel.
and he
Turned her down
but the
rejected.
first time she gave it to him and he did not take it because he didn't want it. And then she kept she didn't offer him again.
See, that is what
You
it
must
says.
have a different version of the story, perhaps.
See, if that's what you think, then what do you have as your point of view?
I said that Mayella is probably scared her dad would beat her if she told the truth, so she's telling a lie that Tom believed her.
Kind of agree with Kate. I thought she felt scared because when she was being questioned, she started crying and stopped answering questions.
She might have just had social anxiety.
Do you have some evidence that why she would have some social anxiety?
You said he was just making
That's not full stuff.
He's taking an L right now. Now, obviously, her father used her.
do you have any evidence?
Yeah, you guys.
Yes, there's something about her being hit with like a left hand, and Tom couldn't use that.
Well, I remember in the story when Atticus asked her if her dad was ever intolerable, and she started off by saying he's tolerable, but then when he asked again if he ever beat her, she didn't answer.
Cadence.
That's cool. We also could mention when she's like running out the house, like her alcoholic sounding father, like, sorry, my couple of for that.
Thomas,
I don't think you have
How do you,
audio.
what do you think Atticus' point of view on this is?
I think Atticus felt confident that Tom was innocent. He just felt it was a hard case because the court was in favor of Mayella and Bob because Tom was black.
I kind of agree with Thomas. I said Atticus feels the whole trial shouldn't be happening because there's not enough proof to convict him, and he knows that Tom is crippled and missing a limb, and that he is innocent. And some quotes I have, he also knows that he will not get a fair trial. And some quote, or one quote is that Atticus said the one place where a man ought to get a square deal is the courtroom, whether he be any color of the rainbow.
I have a real world example when Michael Vick went to jail for dog fighting. Could have been some bias in the court because people liked him playing football and they didn't want him to go to jail for a long time.
It's a very good example.
Thank you for that point, Aaron.
Oh, O.J. Simpson, there's like a lot of evidence that he murdered 2 people, but court was like on his side.
Way to bring this.
All right, let's get back on track. Anna, do you have anything to add? All right. What about you, Shelby?
About Atticus?
Right.
That's what we're talking about.
Yep.
Sorry, Tom.
Stay on track.
Okay,
Please
so
continue.
I feel like after a couple questions of talking to, I forgot which person it was, but I feel like he found out like the real truth about what actually happened when he was talking to someone. And I feel like that just made it better for him, but also not, it's still not good.
Do you have some evidence?
Maybe if anyone was talking about you.
Just so I can further understand what you mean.
He was confident so like when he was talking to someone that was up on the stand thing,
What were you saying?
when he was on the stand, when one of the people on the stand, I forgot who it was, Atticus realized what actually happened, that Tom didn't actually rape him. Yeah.
Well, I disagree with you because I think he knew.
That's what I'm saying.
he
I
had
agree with
suspicion.
that. Yeah,
I
I
agree
agree
with that.
But
But
he
he
didn't
had suspicion. He didn't have the evidence to prove it.
Well, when he was gathering evidence before trial started, I feel like he probably knew then.
As a jury,
I agree with
maybe we
you.
should get our facts right, Shelby.
Yeah, Shelby. Get your facts right.
I feel Shelby has a good point.
Thank you.
Because when Atticus was questioning both Bob and Mayella, she found out that Bob is left-handed and Mayella was mainly beat up on the right side of the face. So someone left-handed would have been able to do that, but Tom Robinson does not have any use in his left hand. And when asking Mayella if her father ever beat her up, she went silent and very awkwardly.
I agree with you, Cadence. Have some evidence. Yeah. Tom Robinson's powerful shoulders rippled under his thin shirt. He rose to his feet and stood with his right hand on the back of his chair. He looked oddly off balance, but it was not from the way he was standing. His left arm was fully 12 inches shorter than his right and hung dead at his side. It ended in a small, shriveled hand, and from as far as the balcony, I could see that it was no use to him.
I agree with you. To me, sounds like Tom Robinson hits the gym a lot, but needs to work on his leverage on the bench.
What I said earlier about the Atticus argument, I think that he wouldn't have taken the case if he thought that he did it. That's some evidence. I'm simply defending a Negro. His name's Tom Robinson. He lives in a little settlement beyond the town dump. He's a member of Calpurnia's church, and Cal knows his family well. And she says they're family folks. I think he knew that Tom was not guilty and that he was a good person.
I kind of agree with David, but I also think that he had to take the case because he's one of the only lawyers in town. And Tom is a lawyer.
Did he say, I don't think I was,
Even if he was
What
guilty,
he said.
O.J. Simpson had lawyers too.
Everyone's
But he said that he thought he took the case because he thought it was the right thing to do, and he said something about showing his, teaching his kids a lesson or something like that.
I agree with Thomas. I think he said that he wouldn't have been able to live with himself.
Yeah.
I agree with Cadence. That's what I know.
Yep, I agree with him.
I agree with Thomas.
We all agree on that. Anna, do you agree on that? Luke, so what do you have for Mr. Gilmore's point of view?
What do you mean what I have?
What did you put down from his point of view?
Guys, conversation. My opinion.
What's your opinion on Mr. Gilmer? He was a lawyer.
My opinion on Mr. Gilmer, you look quick at what I put. That he was just doing his job, but I think that he was not a good lawyer, or as good of a lawyer as Atticus was, because he was kind of trying to pressure Tom Robinson into letting a word slip or saying something that he shouldn't. And he was being very good, and even the judge noticed and told him to kind of lay off.
Yeah, he's asked a lot of
I agree with you.
questions.
That's
They're
pretty
like,
much what I said.
yeah, they're asking a lot of questions trying to set him up.
I agree with Tate, because well, he's right, but I don't really think Mr. Gilmore cared that much because he was getting paid because they hired him, I think, right? Yeah, and he probably just didn't care and wanted to win so he could get his money.
I think Mr. Gilmer was also very racist.
Yeah, I agree. It seems like he did really like that.
Especially in our town. Everyone knows that.
racist because
Why was he racist? Please elaborate.
I think that he was because he was having not very good evidence. He was
That's why he
not exactly making racist comments, but he was saying a lot of racial slurs.
How is that not?
As a person who's read this 2 times today, please
You
elaborate
don't.
some more.
I'm not allowed to say that.
Well, I think well,
How did he treat Tom?
Treated him like he was
like
a person of
the Ewells.
much lower.
Treat him as a lower person.
he treated him like he was pretty dumb. He kept asking questions.
treat him
Trying
like
to
he
get
was
him to
Treated him like he was a
Like
child.
he was like less than.
Ewells, even though they lived the same lifestyle, lived right next door to each other, but they thought they were better because they were white.
I agree with
They
you.
both lived with them.
Did they both live the same lifestyle?
Kind of.
Kind of, but not really. I don't
Who? Tom and Esther. Tom and
You
were
were in
like-
Tom
Wait,
Robinson.
you
Like
were-
all black people.
Calpurnius said that Tom Robinson and his family were like clean and stuff like that. Bobby was not clean.
They lived the same
Area.
Catch up to say. What are Angel? What are your thoughts on Robert Ewell?
My
Bobby's
my point of view.
Sure.
Yes.
What is your claim?
Actually, let me just say what my point of view is, and Angel can say his after. Said Robert Ewell is a very racist man who's trying to get Tom in trouble for something he did not do because he was mad that his daughter wanted to be with Tom, who is black.
I agree with Tate.
Yeah, I think it's actually less of him disliking black people and more that he beat his own daughter, so trying to cover it up with a black guy. While he was a black guy.
I think it was a combination of that. He was trying to almost cover himself up in case anyone found out that he was really racist.
I agree with Tom.
Tom.
It'd be way easier to do what. I agree with Luke because, well, at the time, black people really were not important as white people. White people were superior.
I think he also chose a black person to blame because he knew it'd be a lot easier to blame in court because no one would believe him.
I
Why wouldn't
agree
they-
very much.
why wouldn't
I was
they
just
bring
going to bring
Tom
that
up?
up.
Say that black people are like less important than white people.
Can you elaborate? Why?
And it's pretty self-explanatory. You should know this right now. You're 15 years old.
Kind of agree with you that he was smarter if he could pick someone of a
Was there a
darker
group
skin
that
color?
didn't like black people? What was that group?
Oh yeah, there's a bunch more cutie runs.
Anyone in the South did not like black people.
That's probably why the story takes place in Alabama.
All right, how'd you not know who the KKK was?
I did.
You gotta-
You come to a verdict yet?
Yes, Tom Robinson. Does raise your hand if you agree Tom was innocent. It's unanimous. You're innocent. Are you?
Okay, so did the state prove beyond a reasonable doubt that the defendant Tom Robinson committed the offense of rape against Mayella Ewell? Yes or no? Okay, and how is this different? We didn't. I want us to contemplate those other questions about comparing and contrasting your experience right now, and culturally, and in the court system as well, to what we can infer happened in the jury deliberation of the 1935 trial of Tom Robinson, or the Scottsboro Boys trial that was the impetus of this particular trial in Harper Lee's book. How might it be different or similar to what happened then?
You said that. Why is our verdict different than the one that happened in the story?
Yeah, the whole experience.
Well,
What
because-
happened in your deliberation
We're not
here.
racist.
Yeah, that's
We're from the
what I said. We're
Midwest.
not
not
racist.
Yeah, we're not.
And
really
But are you inferring that everyone from Alabama is racist?
Yeah, I went, yes, I went there. Every black woman called me sugar baby, and it made me feel very uncomfortable.
Okay, I am serious though. Making,
And I think in the story, a lot of people, citizens of Mayhem, were racist, and I don't think any of us are racist, or according to what we voted for.
okay,
We don't have any bias.
okay, because you relied on what to make your decision?
Facts. I think facts.
Right,
I
and what
also-
was not proven in Tom Robinson's case?
That Tom actually
He actually committed the crime. Yeah, it was also probably a different verdict because it was a different us right now.
Also,
A different
in the-
time period. A different time period than last time. Like,
Okay,
overall, there's more equality among blacks and whites and browns.
Everyone has different shapes.
Yes.
mhm. And thanks to you, because the jury back then was not only all white, but all
Racist.
male.
Yeah,
Yes.
I think it's also odd that like the whole town knew each other. It was like a small town in the old days.
So
They
it's
could really
similar to
get
there.
there, so it was a lot closer. Like everyone was friends, so everyone backed up that guy because Tom like kind of lives in Hood, I'll call it.
Were they all friends with the Ewell?
No.
No. Yeah,
See, that's why,
The story
because
said they were white trash.
that's
Yeah.
what, that was Atticus's term for them, right? Because
kinda
they lived,
sounded though.
they were humans, but they lived like animals, he said, right?
Although in the,
Okay, so tell us, think on what just happened and how you have grown in your discussion skills. What have you done well today? Saying what? Okay, voicing your opinion, and what did you say, Elizabeth? Okay, agreeing, coming to a conclusion, that type of agreeing, or? Okay, because you actually had to come to a conclusion on this particular discussion. Lots of times when we have just our regular intellectual discussions, whether it's in the lunchroom, at your table, at home, out in the hallway, somewhere on the street, when you see someone in the car, when you're with your family, and you have an intellectual conversation, you don't necessarily have to come to a decision, but a collective understanding of each other and your points of view. Is that also kind of what you were talking about with agreeing at all? Okay, what else did you do well?
I thought that a lot of people were
Okay,
able to listen to what others were saying. Most people and reflect on it. Yes, most.
okay. Okay, so what are some things that you're right? You're listening and connect. I could tell that you were listening to one another because you were connecting and challenging one another in your opinions, clarifying. So that was good. What about evidence?
I thought that we needed to maybe work on evidence a little bit more.
Yeah, we need more clues.
Okay, although you used more evidence in this discussion than you have in the past, so that's fabulous. You've grown in that.
Well, that's because Ewell kept asking, "Do you have evidence for that?"
Well, but that is something that all of us in our decision making, our conversations should be doing. Asking, okay, what makes you believe that? Where's your evidence for that? Instead of just, remember, spewing ideas out and letting them fall like Legos in the middle. We need to build something with those Legos that's
Yeah,
constructive.
They could get better on making real world connections.
Okay, but you guys actually did bring in real world connections, so that was good. But yes, increasing that would be good. What are some other areas that we could improve on? Okay,
Including everybody.
okay. Yeah. Yeah, I think, yeah,
Don't you
try
agree with
to
me
include
as
everyone.
well?
I would say the one thing that we need to work on as a whole for next time, anybody want to take a guess?
Piecing things a little quicker. That timer.
Oh.
When I first saw it, I thought it was a bomb, but
No, pacing things, you always have because this is a classroom, you always have a limited amount of time. So that's going to be something that
gotten better at getting all the talking about characters. I don't even think we talked about Peg too.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So bringing in more, and that's in a way textual evidence. The one thing I was going to say for growth for next time that I want us to be aware of is interrupting one another. Okay.
And calling
Because
people out.
and not only people who are interrupting, but ways that if we are interrupted, ways that we can nicely say, "Excuse me, can
That's what they
I?" Okay, yeah. So it goes both ways. We don't want to dominate. We don't want to withdraw, but we want to have good conversation continue throughout. You guys have come a long ways. I'm impressed with growth throughout this semester, and I know we're going to continue because we're going to have at least one more Socratic discussion before the end of the semester. So good job, and I hope you all have a happy Thanksgiving. What I need you all to do is to reflect, complete the reflection at the very bottom of your prep sheet, and then turn that in.
What time is the bell ring?
11:09.
The
So,
most
yep.
interesting claim to your own.
Yes, it can.